Hey guys, my name's LaXING. I play the flank / flex role for Oxygen. Today I'm going to give you a deep dive in my graphic settings, my mouse settings, and just my overall peripherals and what I use. Today, unfortunately, my equipment is packed up to get ready for Sweden, so I'm just gonna kind of make shift of what Bert already has, because we actually do both use the K65 for the keyboard. I personally like it because it's small, compact, it gives me more room to work with on the table, and then moving on to the mouse side of things, I use the G Pro wireless. The SUPERLIGHT, actually. To me, that mouse just feels the best out of any of the mice I've used, aside from the Razer Viper Ultimate. So those two mice I've used quite a bit and switched back and forth from, but now going into the actual in-game settings and what I use. So to start off, we're gonna go with display. So for me, BenQ monitors, 240 Hz is the best monitor in my opinion that you can get on the market. Going down the list, resolution, I play 1920 by 1080. Refresh rate, 240, as I said in the beginning of that. Aspect ratio, I play 4:3. I like my screen to be stretched whenever I'm playing an FPS game. It kind of enhances everything and makes it bigger to me. So that's a huge improvement to my performance, having that capability. VSync is off, my FPS limit is off. You can cap it, because realistically your monitor goes to 240 Hz anyway, so that's what you're gonna be at regardless. FOV, as Fox was talking about, a lot of people typically in FPS, not pro side things, but casual, will try to run max FPS, but I think in the Rainbow Six community, for the most part, it's anywhere between the low 80s, mid 80s, and then some people run 90. Myself, I run either between 82, 83 FOV, and for me in Siege, it's a game where it's not really big maps, so having that smaller FOV helps me focus and pinpoint more locations than just a wide range that 90 offers. Now, going into graphics. So basically what Fox said as well, and that you'll hear from a lot of professional players or competitive players in general, is you don't typically run graphic settings high. You want to get as much FPS. You aren't playing for quality, you're playing for performance. So you pretty much will have everything off. My overall quality typically is medium or high, just because I like things to be a little sharper, but then everything else at that point is low or off. But aside from LOD quality, so that's kind of, the distance in terms of what things render. So having that high is important in Siege, because there could be a drone across the map that you might not see if those graphics are low, and then that will be visible, or even sometimes walls. There's little bugs in the game where, depending on your LOD quality, that can come in and out depending what you have it as. Shadow quality for me, I always have high, because everything else is going to be low, so there's not going to be a lot of texture in a lot of things. So a big thing for me in being able to see people coming around corners or about to pre-fire anything, you can kind of, depending where it is on the map, but you can see shadows. A big example of that is Clubhouse outside the front garage door. You can see that shadow well before they peek, so you can kind of get that pre-fire going. And then everything after that is pretty much off or low. And if you watching this, if you're still struggling, if you go over to twitch.tv/LaXING with 2 L's, I actually have a command that has settings in there so you can follow it precisely down the list. And then going into controls, my overall mouse sensitivity, I play 7/7. And then going into the ADS sensitivity, I play standard, not advanced. Advanced lets you change the magnification in which you're zooming in with all the different sights. So I play standard, so everything just down the list is 30 for me. And then going into the mouse as well, I play 800 DPI with the default multiplier, I believe it is, and mouse excel off. And that is my run through of my settings and my peripherals in which I use. And also going into my Gunners and what I use to warm up, to get ready with, I use the Pendolins. These glasses honestly make everything less strenuous on my eyes, so it helps me kind of get warmed up, get my eyes ready for the match, and then go into it. Thank you.